Welcome back, everybody, to another day in the NBA. It is Wednesday, February 26th. Right now, I'm recording this at 9 a.m., so you guys are getting to see this probably around 11 a.m. So we're going to try to get it as fast as possible. I'm going to speed through these to get you the best lines, the best possible times. Wow, that was bars. Anyway, all right, NBA slate for today. I think it's 8 games, if I'm not mistaken. It's like 9 games. A lot of shitty games. I only have 3 plays for today because there's just a lot. Like you see the screen, it's a lot of red. There's a lot of red for a reason. You don't want to be betting on these games because there's going to be a lot of blowouts. Trailblazers, just not good matchups either. Not fun matchups. The only game I'm looking forward to today is Detroit versus the Celtics. Other than that, I don't think. I mean, Spurs, Rockets. Spurs on a back-to-back. I mean, Rockets on a back-to-back. Excuse me. Probably just not going to be the best game, even though the Rockets are going to blow them out. Spurs are just horrible without Wemby. Not horrible, but just not good. All right, anyway. Trailblazers, Washington. This is supposed to be a close game. I think the Trailblazers win by a good amount here. Knicks, Sixers. Knicks going to blow them out. Sixers fucking stink. No Embiid, etc. Pacers versus the Raptors. Raptors have a few guys out as well. Pacers are going to probably blow them out. Celtics, Detroit. Great game. I think Detroit keeps it close. I know the Celtics are like head over heels above a lot of teams in the league, but I think Detroit is a sneaky, very good team. And I think they're going to keep it close here, and I'm going to take them plus 3.5 versus the Celtics, and I think they win this game. OKC at minus 17, obvious. Miami at minus 1.5. I'm going to be taking that all day. I think the Hawks are on a solid trajectory now. They've started to really figure out their rotations, but I think Miami just is a little bit better. Andrew Wiggins is going to be playing good ball. He's been playing good ball, so I'm excited to see him play again. Bam's questionable, but I think he's going to play. If he doesn't play, I lean the Hawks. If he does play, I definitely lean Miami here. And then the Clippers and Chicago. I think Chicago can cover this spread at plus 8. I'm not too confident in it, but I definitely think Chicago can roll here. And they've been better. Their defensive rating has gone up over the past 7 games, this season. Even the past 15 games, it's gone up slightly. So they're not where they were earlier in the season, where we looked at Chicago as the worst defensive team damn near fucking all time. Where now they're just a bad defensive team, but they're not horrendous. They're around the 25 mark instead of the 30 mark. So again, better improvements there. I think the Clippers still win, but I think Chicago can definitely cover. Kings and Jazz. Kings by 9 pretty easily. Jazz are just poverty. And like I said before, I'm going to take the Rockets at minus 9 versus a no Wemby Spurs team with Bismack Biyombo at the center. Heading to our recap from yesterday. Just yesterday, we went 1-3. So we ended up, we were on a great run. Now we went 1-2, excuse me. Ended up missing. KD was the biggest hook of my entire life. Might as well just no lubed right hard in the you-know-where, because that was ass. That really pissed me off. Not many bets like pissed me off, but that one pissed me off. KD had 14.5, shooting 5 for 9, was in a good rhythm, was able to knock down some shots. I was like, okay, minimum. It's a defensive second half, whatever. We get an easy 10, whatnot, 12, and easily cash this line. Okay, he goes into the fourth quarter, and he still has 17 points. And I'm like, okay, we got 3 points in the quarter. That's not okay. By the end of the game, at regulation, he had 19 points. I was like, you scored 5 fucking points the entire second half. And then it's overtime. This game finishes at 148 and 150. You score 150 points in a fucking game, and you don't score 27 points as Kevin Durant? Anyway, continuing. 19 at the end of regulation. He scores 7 more points, missing 1 free throw down the line to not catch us. Oh, my God. I was ready to lose my mind on that hook. I was watching. Very upset. Zion never really had a chance. Started out struggling. Wasn't really able to find it going. In the second half, Kelly Olynyk is apparently a great rebounder now. Never knew that. Amin Thompson got ejected, but he still was able to cover the 8.5 rebounding spread. So we got him on that. Anyway, I digress. We're going to keep it moving. Still up over 8 units so far this February. So let's just keep it pushing into the plays, because, again, I want to turn this around as fast as possible. The plays for today. Jalen Duren, over 11.5 rebounds. I know what you're going to say, brother, he's playing the Celtics. Oh, the Celtics are the number 1 team. Not recently. They're not the number 1 team recently versus centers. As of today, as of February 26th, the past 7 games that they've played, they're the 8th They're allowing the 8th most rebounds to opposing centers this season. If you go back to 15 games, because of more sample size, whatever you want to do, they are still bottom 10 versus centers past 10 games rebounding-wise. Jalen Duren also has been playing a lot higher minutes than when he did earlier this season when they played. Like everyone's like looking back at, when he played back in December. Well, in December, he wasn't averaging 30 minutes a night. Now he's averaging over 27 to 28 minutes a night. The only time he sees under 25 minutes is when he's in foul trouble. I don't think or it's a blowout, obviously. I don't think he's going to see foul trouble, or I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Again, I think Troy has a chance to win this. 4 of the last 5 centers have hit over on the rebounding lines versus this team. So again, Karl-Anthony Towns just had 18 rebounds. Wemby had 13 rebounds. Daniel Gafford and Jarrett Allen had 15 and 18 rebounds against this team recently. So, again, I'm not really – even Macy had 13 rebounds. Daniel Gafford again. Daniel Gafford twice had 15 rebounds versus this team. So, again, they're not bulletproof. They're not going to be a super-duper hard matchup. Plus, again, Detroit is at home, where Jalen Duren has hit this line in a drastically higher rate at 54% of his home games, including 2 of 3 home games versus Boston in his career, recording 12 and 14 rebounds and 9 rebounds in those games. He's also averaging a ton of rebound chances per game. I know I went over this previously, but in the past 10 games, he's on over 20 rebound chances per game. And that's including with one outlier game where he only saw 9 versus Atlanta. That's not going to happen again. So I think he's probably around the 21, 22 rebound chance mark per game, which is more than enough to cash the slide. Again, what we're looking here for is volume. If we see volume, I'm going to continue to push the narrative and cash that line. The second play we have is in the Atlanta-Miami game. Again, we're sticking to the close games here. I don't want to have betting. I don't want to be betting on blowouts. I don't want to. Now, knowing my luck, it's going to be a 2-point spread. They're going to lose by 50. So that's the NBA right now. Anyway, Trae Young. Dude, the Luka game last night, that was a movie. LeBron is, I think everyone's taking away like, Luka had a great game. LeBron is still fucking him. It's insane, dude. It's insane to watch him and be like, yeah, he's 40. Jesus Christ. Anyway, point guard, Trae Young against Miami. Miami in the past 7 games is allowing the second most points to opposing point guards this season. They've allowed, outside of Trae Young, the last time they played, they've allowed 7 of the last 9 point guards to go over their points line. So again, they've been getting cooked by point guards. Shea missed his line. This is one of the misses. Shea missed his line by just the hook. He had 32. His line was 32.5. And I think his line was 31, but they bumped it up later in the day, and they're going to take that. Either way, I get that he's like, he's only scored 11 on them 2 times so far this season, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck when he's averaging 30 over his past 10 games. He's seeing all of the volume in the world over the past 10 games, averaging 23 shots per game. Not only that, but he's averaging 9 free throw attempts per game. He also shot 0 for 7 from 3 against Miami last time out. I don't think he shoots as bad as he did with a 22% usage. I don't think that happens in this game versus Miami. I think he's going to be able to have a bigger role, a bigger game, and to show more of the Trae Young we've been seeing over the past, I would say, 15 games or so than we did beforehand. Again, his past 10 games, he had 34, 34, 32, 24, 30, 35, 19, 38, 38, 38, and then 11. I don't think, if we're looking at outliers here, that the 38 is the outlier. I think the 11 is the outlier. I think Trae Young is going to continue to cook. 26.5 feels like a great spot for him. As well as if we go to like the actual breakdown of how he scores against Miami, it's really not that bad of a matchup. Again, I get he's missed this recently, but that does not faze me when I'm looking at these lines. This Miami team allows the 4th most points in the paint, not the restricted area, just in the paint. That's where he scores 23% of his points. They also are mid-pack, 16th against shots beyond the arc, which is where he shoots 45% of his shots. Not only that, but they've allowed 8 of the past 15 point guards in total, if you're going back 15 games, to go over this line, and that's including some guys that definitely are not point guards, so that might be a little bit wrong here. Definitely should have proofed that. Anyway, we keep it pushing here. They also are 24th for spot-up shots, all that sort of stuff. Ball handler, they're middle of the pack, where he sees 37% of his points. So, again, this isn't like some unworldly bad matchup either. I know people are just taking the under simply because he's missed it 2 times versus his team. I don't think he's going to miss it again here in this game. I think he's going to have a pretty big game if they want to win. So, heading on to my next play, we're going to be going to Amen Thompson over 5.5 assists. Now, I get what you're thinking. You're like, why the fuck are we taking his assists versus the Spurs? They're one of the better teams against point guards this season when going against assists. Well, in the past 7 games, they're not. They are actually ranked 7th. If you go to the past 15 games, they are 4th worst versus assists against point guards. So they're allowing a ton of assists to point guards, and they're like, well, God, is he even playing point guard? Is he playing power forward? Well, there's no Fred VanVleet this game, so that means he's going to be playing the 1. He's seeing when he plays the 1. As of right now, again, over the past few games, the past time where Fred VanVleet's been out, he's been averaging over 11 potential assists per game. So, again, we're getting the volume of doubling where his line is at. So, again, when he plays that point guard role, he is looking to pass. He's had multiple games of also 5 assists. But now he goes into a great matchup versus Spurs team that has been very below average versus point guards, especially even with De'Aaron Fox now in the lineup. They're also playing at home, which boosts his score as well. He did this in 2 of 4 home games with Fred VanVleet, one of those games where he wasn't playing the point guard. So technically 2 of 3 games with Fred VanVleet playing the point guard. Sorry, excuse me. That was wrong. He's hit this in 3 of 5 games without Fred VanVleet as the point guard. So again, great odds there. In those games, he's averaging over 12 potential assists per game, so he's seeing the volume as well. I just really like this spot for Amin. I don't normally take Amin assists often, but when he has a great matchup where I feel very confident in him, I feel like he can normally hit this line pretty comfortably as long as they knock down the shots. Now, again, with assists, it all comes down to knocking down the shots. You can have 20 potentials, and they only cash 4 assists. It's all about knocking it down. But against this Spurs team without Wemby, I think there's going to be a lot of easy opportunities to do that because you don't have a 7-3 freak down there. You just have fucking old Bismack Biyombo, who now stinks. So those are going to be the plays for today. I really like those plays. Very confident in them. You have great value on them. I don't think any plays over -115. So we love to take that. We even have the plus money at Trae Young as well. Actually, no plays worse than 110 today. So I really like the value that we're getting on these plays. 11.5 rebounds for Jalen Duren. Trae Young over 26.5 points. And Amin Thompson over 5.5 assists. Feel really great about it. Let me know what you guys are taking in the comments below and how you guys have been doing this month. It's almost the end of February. Let me know what your guys' record is or how you guys are doing out there. And I'll catch you guys next time. Make sure to like, subscribe, all sort of fun shit. It's the best way to support the channel. Peace.